Greetings everyone, this is Ridiculous Polygon Entertainment and welcome to Devlog Part 6. Tonight we're gonna be tackling tech debt I have acquired. Important thing to mention, I got help from the Unreal Engine Discord community members. I got help with fixing a lot of the issues and improving my code. Anyways, there's gonna be a lot of scuff. This is gonna be very similar to the first devlog. We're gonna be going all over the places, just trying to fix the issues and clean up things. There are a lot of things that I just neglected, forgot, overlooked. Well, today's the day we actually finally fix them. I got recommended this tutorial for root motion, and yeah, it went pretty well, I'd say. I was told that my issue with my character snapping back was because of me incorrectly implementing root motion. We are gonna get a little bit technical here, so bear with me. What is root motion? It is when the movement, like walking or sprinting, comes from the animation's root bone, not from the code moving the character. The issue that I have with my animations is that Mixamo on default doesn't include proper root motion in its animations. To fix that, we're gonna be using Mixamo Root Baker, which is a Blender add-on. All we have to do is just create an input and an output folder where we put all the animations, click convert, and voila! Well, our animation now doesn't stutter backwards, that's cool. It's not looping though, so that's a problem for later. Future Evil here. Fuck that guy. But before that, let's try out vaulting/climbing, see if it works. And press play. Something happened here. Yeah, no shit! So the problem I have encountered here is that my old animation blueprint was compatible with my old mesh, not with the newer one. I tried to just switch it in the animation blueprint settings, just switch which mesh is supposed to be affected. I didn't know how to do it. So I did the only thing that I know how to do well, and that is do everything all over again. So I just made a new animation blueprint and just copied the code over there, making sure that it is compatible with the new mesh that has included root bone. Yeah, this took 20 minutes of my life. Not my proudest moment, but definitely not the worst. As you saw previously. What issues do you have now? Ah, I see.
A few hours later.
So, I think I figured it out, how to fix this. I just need to convert to pure thingy. And yeah. It works now. I am very dumb. Yes, great. We need to look for looping, right? Loop. Yeah! So now, when I save this, right? I go here. It is not looping. Okay, so I guess after updating my animation, I should just redo it here. So we'll see if that works. Okay, we're in idle. Okay, it's looping. Oh, it is looping, but the animation is not working properly. First of all, second of all, it doesn't stop now. Yeah.
A few hours later.
Okay, so I think I figured it out, because currently, when we go here and we play, right? Shit is happening, right? And we stop and we're not going anywhere. Why is that? It's because I'm a dumbass, and the state transition to go from walk to idle, we need to be slower than 0. We would have to be moving backwards, and we don't have the logic for going backwards. So what we need to do is we need to be slower than 1. So now, if I go play, I walk, I stop. I walk, I stop. I walk, I stop. So yeah, it works now. I still need to figure out why the animation is going backwards and forwards and fucking jiggery movement, but the movement and stopping is working now. Yeah.
12 seconds later.
Or you know what? Even better, what I could do is, hold up. I could have the state lower, equal, less equal. Yeah, so now if I delete this, right? And I put this here. And now if I have less or I am equal. So let's try this out. So we're staying, we're moving, we're staying, we're moving. Okay, we're moving. Yeah, screw that for a moment. I learned about blend spaces. Let's do them. What is a blend space? You can blend multiple animations based on input parameters like direction, speed, etc. You can combine multiple states from the states machine into one. Not only is it gonna simplify our states machine, it's also gonna make the transitions much smoother, at least in theory. All we have to do is just create a blend space, put in the animations that we want to transition between, and set up at which speeds do they transition at. We also need to create a logic inside of Animation Blueprint's event graph that will track speed and direction. Then we can reference those variables inside of the state machine itself for the transitions between the animations. When all is said and done, it looks absolutely beautiful. Just look at this difference. And now I go here, and I walk, and I sprint. Yes, we're sprinting! Okay, back to fixing the stuttering. What I did was enable root motion on the specific animations that required it. Then I replaced the updated animations with the ones I used in the blend space. Now I go play. Holy shit, it's actually working! Yes! Yes! It's actually working! Oh! What the heck?
Woo! Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about. Woo!
Oh, that felt good. Anyways, we still need to do a blend space for crouching and crouch movement. In all of the versions of the state machine up until this point, I completely forgot about crouching for some reason. We are gonna be repeating the previous progress. We're gonna create a blend space, put in the idle crouching and crouch movement, equip root motion onto them, upload them into the animation blueprint. Then inside of it, we're gonna create states machines for them. Then we're gonna create logic in the animation blueprint's event graph that we're gonna reference in the states machine and hope that it's gonna work. Now what you are gonna see in the time lapse is me not realizing yet that I can create a blend space between crouching idle and crouch movement. I will correct that quickly enough. Lastly, we're gonna create the transitions between the different states now, just to connect them all together. Crouch. Oh, big brain. Okay, now I understand. I understand now, but we have a new issue because when I crouch, I like go into under the ground. So I will have to fix that somehow. And now, oh, now we're like kinda above the ground. So that's not it at all. I just compile this. I do this, and I. Oh lord. Camera positioning on the viewport. Let's just like lower it and put it backwards a little bit. Compile. Okay. Yeah, our character is just levitating. I've just now noticed. Currently, when I'm crouching and I'm walking, right, the speed is lower than walking normally, right? That's by design. But when I'm crouching and I'm walking, I press shift, I'm sprinting while crouching. That's an issue because that's not supposed to happen. Let's see if this works. So I walk. My sprinting is now no longer working. Oh wait, it's working when I'm crouching. No. Oh god, we're not even scratching the surface of how terrible my code is. I'm just gonna let my past self explain it in more detail. Jesus. Okay, this is a whole ass issue I'm having here. essentially what I want to do, what I realized what was happening, is when I was crouching, my capsule would not return back to its original size because of the code that was here tied to sliding. So I had to delete that, so sliding is currently not working whatsoever. We'll deal with that later, right? But now, my capsule returns to its current size, right? So when I crouch, you can see the capsule lowering itself, and when I uncrouch, it goes back. But why is my model just flying from the ground now? Well, it's because I have a relative location offset. I'm moving my mesh lower. Why am I moving it lower? Well, because if I delete this, and we compile this and we play, when I crouch, my mesh clips into the ground because it is set relative to the center of my capsule, and when the capsule is lowering itself, it's making itself smaller, the center lowers itself, so the mesh starts clipping into the fucking floor. So I crouch, I uncrouch, right? So it technically works, but we don't want to be clipping. So what we want to do is we want to set up an offset, so we are, when we're crouching, we're still touching the ground. But when I'm uncrouching, now we're flying. Why are we flying? Well, it's because of this. Because when we crouch and we do the whole shebang and we uncrouch, crouching is completed, we are no longer crouching, we are back to walk speed, and we are gonna reverse everything that happens after this. So it reverts the lerp for crouching, it reverses the capsule getting lower and then higher, right? It just puts it back to its original size. But while it's also reversing, it reverses the relative location offset. So when we have to put it at -50 to have it touch the ground, it now puts it to +50 because it reverses the action. It doesn't put it back to 0. So I need to make it so it somehow, instead of putting it from -50 to 50, it puts it from -50 to back to 0, which is just, yeah, I don't know. Add this, put this here, and let's see how this looks. So when I crouch and okay, huge update. Okay. So, previously I was connecting this action value into this condition, but instead I put the is sprinting and is crouching and put it into an end, and this is my condition. Also, I have put the is crouching is set immediately as we have started crouching, right? So, we have set is crouching, and if we are sprinting and crouching, we are triggering a slide event, and we're getting into the slide code here, right? But if we are not sprinting and crouching, we are gonna set our relative location, we're gonna do the whole shebang with crouching, and when we have completed crouching, we're just gonna put the offset and turn off is crouching, right? And we're gonna get back to the walk speed from crouch speed. Simple things, right? And we're gonna reverse the lerp that changes the capsule size. Now, when we are sprinting, right? I'm not sure if this works yet, I haven't tested it properly, but what happened here is I crouch, I uncrouch. So this is still working, right? If I crouch, I can still sprint, but that's not the part, right? When I changed the condition for this branch, I have made sliding work again. So I am just whoosh. I'm not sure if you've seen this. The slide is working. But each time we slide, we go further down into the ground. So yeah, I'm gonna do this a couple more times. And now, if you look here, look at our character position. We're just, each time we're digging deeper into the ground. Why is that? It's because here we're still doing the lerp that changes our height. So I need to create the offset, the relative location offset for sliding as well. so we're not digging into the ground. But, we're at this point. Our crouching works kinda-ish, so when we're crouching, we're still on the ground, our capsule size is lower, so we're not triggering hitboxes here. And when I go here, I cannot walk, but when I crouch, I can walk, right? So this thing works, and now I know that sliding works, because the condition is now working, because for a while now, sliding didn't work. Like I can feel the burst of energy from sliding, right? Like let's say I put it into like a 1000, right? I compile this, I go here, and I press whoosh, you can see. But still, the animation is just not triggering now because whoosh, you can see that. Whoosh. Wait, can I only slide once? Oh, that's important to know. I'm sliding only once and then I am no longer sliding. Why is that? Aha! Now, my jumping animation only happens only when I am in air, and I am not sliding. So now if I compile and do this... Huh?
A few hours later.
After looking at this code, can you guess one thing that is wrong here? I'm checking if my character is crouching, and if they're not crouching, and they are sprinting, then it goes into this branch. One issue though. Before it checks this, it already sets it to sprinting. So I need to do a little bit of this. A little bit of this, I believe. So if I compile this, and we go here, I can crouch and all, right? It's working. Uh-oh. Okay, I see now what's going on. Because it checks if we're sprinting right now, and it checks it before we set sprinting, it's never gonna start sprinting. So how about we just check the condition that a character is just not crouching, and we're hoping that it's gonna work. So now, if we go here, right, crouching works, the whole shebang. Now sprinting works, that's cool. Now when I crouch, I can still sprint. Damn! That's not what was supposed to happen. So, if we are not crouching, we move into walk speed after sprinting is finished. But if we are crouching, we are going into crouch speed. You feel me? So now when I do this, I can still sprint. Okay, so I figured why the slide was triggering only once. It was set to sliding timeline on play, but I changed it to play from start. And now when I press play, and I slide again, and I slide again, and I slide again. But now, I see that the animation is not working for the sliding. And something broke with the... Wait, are we? Is our mesh going lower and lower every time?
To tap into mine.
I feel like we've been here before. Have we been here before?
You see, I have finally realized the legend.
Oh my god, this is happening again.
That's right.
Good news, everyone! Now, when I press here, and I do a slide, and I spam sliding, right? First of all, I can spam sliding, which I couldn't do before, right? And now... What happened?
I've got an idea!
All I had to do is do set relative location instead of add relative location. I put these blocks wrong, and the same for these. I switched those out, and it's working now, apparently. So yeah, when I'm doing this, it's working. So we're being chilling. We're being chilling. Based on what I've learned, is me doing this here, this whole setup here, is wrong. Because I am recomputing the is sliding. I should just be directly taking the is sliding boolean and taking it out of my character blueprint instead of redoing it in the animation blueprint. So what I should do instead is I just break all of these down. I can even break this down, right? There's no need for it. So what is this? Why are you here? Okay, there it is. It's gone. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set this sliding from the blueprint player, target self. I am going to do this. I'm gonna break this link, and now I can also get rid of this thing, right? I can just put boom and is sliding on. Compile error? What? This blueprint self is not a blueprint player C, therefore target must have connection. Here. Does this fix it? It does fix it! Yippee! We're checking if we're crouching the nav movement component. Let's get rid of that. Let's put in is crouching this. Connect this here. And compile. We now sprint. We're working. Sprint is working. We now crouch. We do not sprint now as we're crouching. Sensational. Just look at this. Just look at this. So now I can enter sprint. I can enter slide. The sliding works, right? The sprinting works. The crouching works. I do not sprint as I crouch. The jumping. So now the issue I have is that the jumping animation is not locked to the capsule, so I need to do the root motion for the animation. Compile, play. Okay. Now the character mesh is actually working properly at the same height. Yes. So now we're gonna do a capsule check. Capsule check. Capsule. What the hell? Okay, something is not right. When we crouch, it doesn't uncrouch me now. Well, okay, so the reason why I cannot uncrouch now is because my capsule trace channel constantly detects something, and it detects itself. It detects the capsule.
12 seconds later.
Ah, I see. So what I'm checking is from my feet upwards. So I need to add a buffer. Let's see if this is gonna work. So I crouch and I uncrouch. Okay, okay. And now if I crouch here, I stay crouched until I do this. I'm not pressing crouch. But the issue here is, right, since I'm here, I'm stuck in crouch, right, until I press crouch again, and then it uncrouches me. So now I need to make it that when I crouch and I go onto this location, I cannot uncrouch unless there's something is no longer above me, and then I can uncrouch, like automatically. It's just gonna be a quality of life thingy here, which is really nice, really nice. I like to see it, I like to see. You see, you got some progress, progress. once we stop crouching and there's nothing blocking us above ground, right? We should be automatically uncrouching. But for us to know that, we need to check. So there are 3 ways we can go about doing this. We can use a timer, check our collisions upwards every like 0.2, 0.3 seconds. We could do an event-based trigger. Technically it's the best solution, but it's also the hardest one to implement. And the last option is hybrid. Crouch exit or check on move, so it only checks when we're moving. I'm just gonna skip that. I'm just gonna use the timer. I feel like that's the most logical one for me to implement right now. So all the code I did here is not doing anything whatsoever. Oh wow, okay, it immediately stops my crouching. Okay, something is... Okay, I did something is happening. It's just not anything good. So I crouch, and we're currently in crouch until I release the button. So now if I crouch here, I'm still crouched. So I'm not pressing crouch button. This is just, it prevents me because something is blocking me from upstairs. So now, yo! So essentially what was wrong before, I was trying to trigger slide when sprinting, but I am not allowing sprinting when crouching. So those two conflicted with each other a lot. So what I changed is I just made it so it checks for my speed, and if we're faster than walking, we can slide. And if we look into here, right? It's like I am pressing crouch here, nothing. Oh wait, hold up. I think I broke something. I forgot to add this. Yeah, this is how it's supposed to be done. Yup. My bad. Kind of jumped the gun with the recording there. Because I previously I was using a compare node, and that Discord friend from the Unreal Engine server corrected me, because I previously used the compare float, this one, right? So both of these, the velocity, vector length, and walk speed plus, all connected into these two, and the exact pin connected to it, right? The issue being, right, you think that, hey, the compare float is 1 block, these are 2 blocks, right? But if you double click the compare float, there's more blocks underneath. So yeah, I just simplified by using the branch. So yup. So now, when I compile and I put it here, when I crouch, it works. And I do this, I speed, and I can do a couple slides. Oh, there I wasn't fast enough, see? So now it's based on momentum. If you're fast enough, you can slide. So, yeah, it's working kinda-ish. Yeah, I've been playing around with the code, and what's happening right now is if I am above ground, right, and then I slide, my character is hovering. Yeah, until I crouch again, and then it's fixed. And also here, oh, you see that jitter? Yeah, after I finish sliding, this happens. So now I need to fix that. I've been already working at this for hours at this point. I don't know what's going on. Important editing information. Yeah, you get the point. So essentially, what I'm gonna be doing now is I'm gonna be getting rid of vaulting here. I'm gonna get rid of all of this. This is not fit for my game, I've decided. So I'm just gonna select all of this and it's gonna go boop. Delete it. Boop. I go back and I boop. Yep. And this boop. So vaulting is currently cleared out. There's no vaulting. And what I'm also gonna do is I'm gonna delete this, delete that, delete this, delete that, delete this, delete this, delete this. Just clear the board because I'm gonna be doing something new with vaulting / climbing. Because with my previous settings, the way it worked previously, I could interact with every single object, wall, placed block, doorway, enemy, things of that nature, and try to vault them. Which just created a lot of bugs, a lot of unknown. What I'm gonna be switching to is I am going to be making certain areas interactable. And if you interact with them, then something is gonna happen. Yeah, but that's gonna be for the next video. Until then, good night and have a great vibe.